The quickest way to waste time is building what no one buys. You might have a killer idea, then spend weeks or months crafting it, only to find your customers don't care. How do you build a business that customers will actually pay for? That's the question hanging in the air. Most people jump in on the wrong rung of the ladder, rushing to build before proving demand. But there's a smarter first step, one that saves you from dead ends and false starts. I'm holding back one thread until the close. You need to see why securing paying customers first changes everything. Avoid building before buyers. How much time did you spend polishing your business idea before anyone said they'd actually pay for it? Most folks rush to build a website, slap together a logo, or even create a product in full before checking if there's a single customer out there. They pour weeks, sometimes months, into something that ends up echoing with silence. That's the trap. You build first, then try to sell. Except selling to crickets doesn't pay rent. I once watched a neighbor try to launch a weekend pop-up coffee stand. She spent all her Saturday setting up the perfect espresso machine, hand-painting signs, and sourcing specialty beans. But she didn't ask a single person if they wanted coffee first. By midday, only a few curious passers-by stopped. She'd built an elaborate setup, with no proof people actually craved what she was making. Contrast that with Boris. He shot out a simple email to friends about a healthy meal delivery service. Just 5 people said yes before he cooked a single dish or rented a car. He found buyers before the website, before the logo, before the expensive packaging. That approach saved him from empty calories of wasted effort. It's like placing a bet without checking the odds. Why stack chips on a hand you never tested? The biggest mistake is thinking your idea alone is enough to spark a sale. It's not. So how do you move past hoping and guessing? How do you turn your business dream into something people actually want to pay for? The real question: what's the fastest way to test demand with real money? We'll explore that next. Test demand with real money quickly. But real demand hides behind a cash register, not the suggestion box. You can spend weeks asking if people like your idea. You can get nods and smiles. That doesn't prove anything. I once saw a local dog walker try to grow by offering cheaper rates. She thought she'd landed a winner. Turns out, customers weren't looking for a discount. They wanted peace of mind while on vacation. When she switched gears to dog sitting, charging more for overnight care, the bookings filled up fast. That's a shift nobody caught by just asking. Pricing wars are a trap. Competing on price alone makes you a copycat fighting for scraps. Instead, the game changes when you reimagine what you offer. You ask, what can I stop doing that customers don't want? What can I do less or differently? What can I improve or add? That's where unique value grows. Watch any busy neighborhood coffee shop. They're not just selling coffee. They're selling a spot to unplug, a taste of home, maybe even a quiet corner to read. They didn't win by undercutting the place down the street. They carved out a space customers are willing to pay for. So if you're testing your business idea, skip the polite chats. Put your idea on sale fast. If no one opens their wallet, you're not solving a real problem. But even with money in hand, there's a catch. Does that payment come from someone who truly needs what you offer, or just a friend being kind? That's the next puzzle to crack. Beware polite feedback from close circles. Boris thought he had it all figured out with his healthy meal delivery idea. He sent a quick email to his friends and got 5 paying customers before cooking a single meal. That early win feels like a dream come true for any entrepreneur. But here's the tricky part. Those paying friends are often more polite than real customers. They want to encourage you, not challenge your idea. Their yes is warm but soft, like a couch that looks comfy but sags when you sit down. Boris's friends cheered him on, but they weren't testing the real strength of his business. Friends and family tend to give feedback that keeps the peace, instead of pushing your idea to its limits. It's like hearing, "That sounds great," at a family dinner, versus hearing, "I'd never spend $30 on that," from a stranger at the grocery store. Entrepreneurs can get fooled by the applause inside the room and miss the silence outside it. I've seen this at weekend garage sales. A neighbor smiles and says, "Nice setup," while you're hustling to sell old stuff. But they won't actually buy unless they truly want it. That polite nod doesn't pay the bills. Real customers do. So even after you get some early validation from your comfort zone, you have to test your idea with strangers. People who don't owe you anything. That's the only real test. Otherwise, you risk building your business on a foundation that looks solid, but is really a soft bed. Boris got to start with his friends. But what happens when that circle goes quiet? That's when you need to change the rules, not just cut prices. There's one key insight I'm holding back that explains why changing the game beats chasing cheap wins every time. Change the rules. Don't just cut price. You know how friends and family often say, "Looks good" or "Sounds fine"? But their kind words don't cut it when you want to stand out, especially in a market full of the same old offers. The easy move is to drop your price to get attention, but that's a trap. Lowering your price just shrinks your value. I once saw a business owner flip this idea completely. She started with dog walking, thinking it was the way to go. But quick chats showed people weren't paying for walks. They wanted peace of mind while away. So she switched to dog sitting. Everything changed. Instead of racing to the bottom on hourly rates, she built a service people truly wanted. It solved a deeper problem. Down the street, a cafe owner was struggling to get steady customers. Instead of adding menus or cozy corners, she stripped things down. No music, no art, no extra seats. She focused on one group, people who needed a quiet spot to work all day. Then she charged a daily fee. Customers paid for focus, not food or ambiance. She created a clear identity that stopped price wars before they even began. Think of it like a commuter ditching the crowded bus for a monthly bike pass. Not because it's cheaper, but because it saves time and energy. It's about changing the offer, not just the price. When you add, remove, or upgrade what you offer, you stop being just another face in the crowd. You become the one who dared to draw a new map. But here's the next question. Once you've set a new course, how do you deepen commitment? That's where premium pricing and focus come in. And that's just the beginning. Focus and premium pricing deepen commitment. Now, charging less to grab attention doesn't build the future of your business. Dropping price feels like waving a white flag. But hiking it? That's a power move. It shifts how customers see what you offer. Suddenly, they're not just buying a product, they're buying a commitment. You want your customers leaning in, investing time, energy, and yes, money. That premium price tag, it's a filter. It weeds out casual browsers and pulls in those ready to bet on the process. Friends and family can be the worst critics to ignore. They smile, nod, and say, "Sounds great." But their politeness masks the real test. Will someone pay good money for this? I once saw startups struggle because their closest supporters cheered too loud, hiding the quiet emptiness of actual demand. Real customers aren't obligated to be nice. Their wallets don't lie. Look at the supplement aisle at your local grocery store. These companies offer the same dream gyms sell. Better health, more energy, with fewer sweat sessions. That convenience feels worth a premium. Supplements don't just promise change. They promise it on your terms. That's why people keep coming back. The ease, the perceived immediate payoff, commands a higher price, and loyalty follows. Your business works the same way. If you want people to dive deeper, you need to make it clear this isn't an impulse buy. Think of it like choosing a weekend getaway over a quick drive to the beach. The getaway costs more, but it promises something rare and valuable. Time away to reset, not just a moment of distraction. So what happens if you set that price too low? Do you lose true believers? Or do you risk never finding them? There's a delicate question in there about value, expectation, and who you really serve. The real challenge might not be finding customers at all, but finding the right ones who'll stick around. What if the key to your business isn't just getting attention, but earning unwavering loyalty? That's where everything changes. Building a business customers will pay for starts with understanding what truly matters to them. The quickest way to waste time is building what no one buys. When you approach your venture like the first rung on a ladder, every move becomes intentional and grounded in real feedback. Each step tests your ideas and sharpens your unique value. That steady ascent turns uncertainty into clarity, shifting your journey from guessing to knowing. It's less about leaps and more about the quiet confidence that grows with every measured step. If this strikes a chord, the full conversation is from Little Bit Better. Search Entire Map of Business in 41 minutes to explore the ideas in depth.